morning and welcome to Cheap Hotel Coffee with Ernie. Today's coffee is, hold on, cheers. Today's Cheap Hotel Coffee is sponsored by Urbanista. It says custom roasted coffee. That's it. That's how cheap it is. Doesn't even say where it's from. Anyway, I'm on the road here currently in Mesa, Arizona. I'm just here, stopped for the night to rest up. Yesterday was a long day. I was on the road for 9 hours, not straight, but total drive time. And I drove like 540 miles. So I left from Winter Rock, Arizona, went to Page, Arizona, which is all the way top of the state of Arizona. And then I did a presentation there for Page High School Native American Heritage event. And those of you who don't know, November is Native American Heritage Month. But you know, to a Native, every month is Native American Heritage Month. So anyway, so I did presentation there. Went good, was awesome. Had a good time, had fun. Then I drove down to here to Mesa after that. So like 4 hour drive on top of the 3.5 that I did. So man, got here like after 9 p.m. It's pretty tired, so checked in, and now just kind of getting the day going. Today I gotta drive to Winter Haven, California, basically Yuma, cross the river from Yuma, Arizona, which is another 3 hours from here. And then tomorrow I gotta drive all the way back to Albuquerque, New Mexico in one shot. All the way literally from across the state of Arizona, from the southeast corner all the way into New Mexico. Anyway, but I'm prepared up here mentally, so I'm ready. But I was thinking about, man, I was talking to these kids, you know, and I you know, my job was to uplift them and to encourage them, so that's what I did, you know, using humor as my vehicle, you know. So it's kind of a entertainment slash inspirational speaking. I need more coffee. Speaking engagement. And I did that, but I left out one thing that I wanted to tell them. So I'll tell you, whoever's watching this video. There's a thing called, I'm sure you've heard of it, historical trauma, right? And I personally, I don't know if I believe in historical trauma. I mean, you know, I'm sure it exists, but I'm thinking about myself personally. I always was the type of person that didn't want to accept any kind of negativity like that. Like, Shane, you know, I'm not claiming historical trauma. You know, I'm gonna reject that. But you know, but I don't think you have a choice. You think about the Holocaust, right? The Jews and the ordeal that they went through, beyond ordeal, genocide, of course. And you know, I'm not trying to get political or anything. I'm just just thinking about this on my mind, and I'm sure the generation now, or the generations that since then, are affected, even though they didn't go through it like personally. And so I thought about that with natives, right? With the Navajo. So of course the U.S. government back in the day tried to round up most of the Navajo people and force marched them to Fort Sumner, New Mexico. And you know, we hear about these forced marches. You know, there's the Cherokee Trail of Tears, and I'm sure there's others. But as a Navajo, I would hear this term historical trauma, you know, where we're traumatized even now, generations after the event. And man, part of me didn't want to accept that, you know, but I guess, and it has to do with assimilation and all that too. And I don't want to get into that because I'll just get mad, you know, angry. But there's one thing that I figured out. Like I'm not a fluent Navajo speaker, and it's because of that mentality of assimilating another people. Okay, and this is where I realized that as hard as it is to say, I am, I guess, a victim of that process. So my father does not speak fluent Navajo. My mom does. My mom, her first language was Navajo. And when they got married, my dad didn't understand Navajo, so my mom spoke English to him only. And then, of course, to us kids as well. English, that's all I heard my whole life, English. And even my grandmother spoke Navajo, but she still spoke English to me as well. And then I talked about, my dad was saying that his mom and dad went to Catholic schools in Santa Fe, and they were not allowed to speak Navajo. They got punished if they did. So in turn, my dad's parents just spoke English to their kids, and so all my dad's siblings don't speak Navajo either fluently. I'm sure they know some words like me. Like I know how to survive. I know how to say the chin shitnetli. I'm hungry. Or if I'm thirsty, right? Totla. Or if I'm broke, peso la. Give me some money. I'm joking. I know when my grandma used to say "iya," means come and eat. Anyway, so my grandparents didn't speak Navajo on my dad's side, and that's why he didn't speak Navajo as well. So in that sense, right, the Catholic school didn't allow Navajo speaking, and that affected me. A generation later, 2 generations, my dad and me. So in that sense, I was affected by the whole idea of historical trauma, which sucks. Now, but this is what I wanted to tell those kids yesterday, which I didn't, so I'm doing it here. I told my own kids this, though. 2 young boys are still in school. I told them this. Okay, if historical trauma exists, which I'm sure it does, and I don't know how it all works as far as the psychology of historical trauma and how it goes down the bloodline, because it has nothing to do with blood, right? It's about emotions, about mental health and emotional health, I guess. But anyway, and I'm going to believe that whatever we're talking about, there's an opposite of it. So this is the good part. If historical trauma does exist, and again, I'm sure it does, that means there's got to be historical strength, right? If we were traumatized, then what is the opposite of being traumatized? What's the opposite? Whatever it is in your mind, the good part of it. It's a yin and yang, man. You can't have good without the bad without the good. So in this sense, we have historical strength as well. And I believe that. We talk about being natives, or how we have we come from a lineage of strength and power. I like that. And I want to focus on that part, not so much the historical trauma, but the historical strength of a people, no matter what tribe you are. And if your people suffered traumatic events 3 or 4 generations ago, and it affects us now in the current generation, then we must have historical strength as well. Anyway, food for thought, right? I woke up thinking about this, so that's why I'm sharing it with you. Anyway, I'm gonna ponder that a little bit more, see what happens. But hey, thanks for joining me on this episode of Ernie's Cheap Hotel Coffee Chat Convo Conversation. And have a great day, man. Whatever you're doing. Again, I'm a man of faith, and my Bible says that if God is with me, who can be against me? That's pretty awesome. My Bible says that the Lord made me more than a conqueror. My Bible says that the Lord didn't give me a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. So take that for what it's worth, all right? And it's worth a lot. So have a great day. Cheers.